Ooh, ooh,
Coco.
ooh, ooh.
Let's go. Woo.
What's
What's
up,
up,
bro? How
my
you been?
guy? Good, bro. Good. I've been busy since I came back.
Where were you?
Yeah.
Where? Because when we were texting last week, and you said you were somewhere. Where were you? Because I know you love to travel.
Yeah. So I went to Texas first to visit some family, and then after that, I came back. I think it was on Monday. No, I came back Sunday, and then I took another flight out. But the second flight was out of the country. I went to Guatemala. And then yeah, it was like an early flight too. Like I think maybe like 5 a.m. was my flight, and then I
Yeah.
ended up getting. It was like I had to go to Miami first, and then take a connecting flight to Guatemala. So yeah, it was a little tiring, but it
You
had to
love
be
to
done.
travel, don't you? You fucking love to travel. I know that about you. That's the first thing I have down on here. Loves to travel. Like you've been around, you've been to so many places, and I've noticed, like from what you tell me, like you've been to mostly a lot of the North American countries. So, well,
Hmm.
Latin American countries you've been to, right? A lot. That's where you like to
Yeah.
travel there a lot. What was it like in Guatemala?
It was so at first I didn't know what I was doing. So like maybe I think I started like researching about where I wanted to go maybe like 2 weeks in. And then what the main reason I wanted to go because I wanted to hike up a volcano. That was the main because I've been planning on climbing a volcano for the last like 2 years. And this was it. This was gonna be the vacation where I finally did it. Although I didn't know what I was getting into. I'll tell you a little bit about that later because it was just insane. The experience. I wasn't even fit for it. But it was mostly the volcano, and I just wanted to like visit the country, look like see their culture, try their foods, like a bunch of stuff. So yeah, but
Yeah,
so
mixture of diversity. It's such a beautiful thing. I think so. Like I grew up in Jersey City, and if you don't mind me sharing, I think we grew up in kind of the same. That's how we know each other. Kind of being in the same city and being in a city that's so diverse. I I I think it's a beautiful thing. So when
definitely
you're
is. You learn
climbing,
a lot.
yeah, you learn about different cultures, different customs. When you were climbing up the volcano, and you said you obviously weren't ready for it, so I'm guessing after a certain altitude, the air gets, is it thicker and is it gets harder to
Yeah,
breathe? Is that what it is?
it for a little bit it is, and I was actually worried about that. It was also you also get altitude sickness, so you have to take
Mm.
like pills for it. And I was debating if I wanted to be prepared or not, but I was not prepared for anything whatsoever. But like if we're gonna talk about this, I have to start at the beginning, bro. Like how this all
Start
started.
start
Yeah, yeah.
start at the
Okay.
beginning. Go ahead.
So we were there, and I'm like researching, and I'm looking up places, and everyone was basically talking about using this one tour company, and they had only 1 day left where I can still within that same week where I can hike. And I just wasn't happy with the conditions that I was gonna have to deal with once I was up there because it takes about the first volcano is about 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours, depending on how your group is and how big it is. So it depends. So, anyways, I ended up waiting. Then you have to go into this little town where you can actually look up all these different companies. So anyway, we go into the town. It's called Antigua. We get in there, and basically there was the first place I thought we walked into, and that was the only place that we ended up booking. So it was pretty cheap. I'm not gonna lie. I think they give you the hike is like $60, and then if you want to rent out like shoes, like clothes, food, and all of that, and transportation to get to the base, not the base camp, to start climbing to the hike, they give you all of that. And I think comes up to like 90 to $120 exactly, which was beautiful. And our group was like 10 people at max, right? It wasn't a lot of people. So yeah, anyways, we end up booking it. We I think we started climbing Thursday. We get there, and we were running late. Like there was so much traffic in the morning. We had to be there at 8 a.m. at the dot. We left an hour before. Traffic was insane. Luckily, they waited for us like 5 extra minutes. If they didn't, they were just gonna be like, "Look, listen, there's a whole group. We have to go." And we made sure we made it in those last 5 minutes, right? So yeah, so we make it there. You get in, you have your own book bag. So I thank God I had the shoes, and the food they give you right there, but you have to carry everything with you in your book bag. So and then they put you in this van. They drive you up to the beginning of the volcano. They have like a their own, I guess you can say, a little camp there. And then you get ready, and I think at 10 o'clock you start climbing up. And so you start walking, bro. The 10-15 minutes I had given up because it was so hard. And remember, you're climbing like straight up the entire time. And one of the tour guys was like, "I don't think this guy's gonna make it." I swear to God. And remind you, I didn't know it was gonna take like 8 hours to get to the base camp or whatever, 7 to 8 hours. So yeah, they were like,
Wait, what did you think it was? Did you think it was like a 2 hour hike, 3 hour hike or
I
something?
honestly, but no, I knew it was gonna be a lot, but I just didn't like. You don't know what you're getting yourself into until you're right there doing it. And it
Okay.
was a lot harder. Like the thing is, I did stairmasters maybe like a month before, like kind of just prepping my body. And yeah, I wasn't even 10% close to like what I was gonna do. It's insane. So yeah, you start off at the bottom, 15 minutes up. I'm tired, and then but like mentally I knew I can do it. It's just physically because you have to catch your breath, you have to take little breaks. And
Yeah.
from the reviews that I saw of people who did it, they were like, listen, you don't have to stay with the group. If you want to stay back, just take your time. So like I just kept telling myself, like, take my time. And I will eventually get there. We had maybe 5 different stops like every like hour, and I think we reached up maybe by 3:30 or 4 o'clock all the way up. So, and then what once you and that's only the base camp for the first volcano, which is Acatenango. That's the name of it.
Okay.
And we get to the base camp, and I don't know if you've seen from the videos I sent you. Right from that one across is another volcano. It's called
I
Volcano
did
de
see that.
Fuego, and that's the
I
one
did see
that's
that. Yeah.
active. So, bro, imagine you're hiking up for like, 7 to 8 hours, and then they tell you, yeah, we're going to climb this down. And then the one across, we're going to climb up. And the thing is, you only have 2 hours because you have to reach up there with sunset by sunset. So, yeah, you climb down in 30 minutes, and then you have to hike up another an hour and 30 minutes to get to the other one. The second volcano is the hardest ever
So
because
does it connect somewhere? So do the two volcanoes connect somewhere where
no, you
you're
have to
climbing
climb all
down?
the way down to the first one.
Okay.
But for
I'm,
some reason, at the place you're in, it's only 30 minutes, like if you do it
mm,
fast enough, right? And then the second volcano takes an hour and a half. But I think I took maybe 2 hours to do
hmm
it. But, bro, it honestly the hardest thing in my life altogether I have ever done, physically and mentally. Like you you don't know what you're getting yourself into until you're there doing it. And then finally, I got up there for the second volcano, reached the sunset, and it was one of the most beautiful things ever because you're like on top of the
Yeah.
clouds. The
Yeah.
sunset is there. The sun is going down. You just take a moment and just look what's in front of you, and it's the most breathtaking view you'll ever experience in your life.
Yeah, you have a knack for taking pictures. Like you have an eye for like good angles. I mean, when you share your photos and when you're sharing those photos and videos, I was like, holy shit, like that looks serene.
Did you see the
You're
one with the
above the
dog?
clouds.
Yeah,
Yeah, the dog was, I think,
and
behind you or something, and
yeah,
I
in
was like,
front
what
of
the
me
fuck
at
are
the
they doing?
time. Yeah, I was telling one of my friends to take some pictures, and I just this random dog on top of the volcano. Like I know they follow you, but I didn't see them follow us on the second volcano. So he just
It's just
happens to
wild
come out of
dogs following you.
nowhere. Yeah, it's somewhere on this podcast. You should post that picture because I think the moment of
All
that
right,
picture is
all right,
crazy because
yeah,
and I'm like running back and the dog starts running like with me, and like my friend just takes like the perfect picture of that volcano with like a dog in front of me.
yeah.
It's amazing. I love it.
it makes me think of Everest when like how Emily and I were talking about the other day. We were talking about Everest and we are like, why the fuck do people like climbing mountains? I don't fucking get it. Like,
You trust me,
but I guess there's some sort of reward feeling that you
yes,
get, like some sort of
absolutely. Yes, there is. Yes, there
like
is.
you
I,
accomplish.
I literally told myself I will never do this again until the hike was finished, and I was like, you know what? I will do it again.
Would you
It's
ever climb Everest?
that's
And
tough, man.
that's a long ass process, by the way. Like you have to,
Yes.
from what I hear, you have to be on camp for like think weeks or months so
Mm-hmm.
your body could get used to the altitude and
Yeah, I think so.
you're on this base camp and you're acclimating yourself to the weather, to your surroundings, and then it takes like I think days and weeks to get to the top from what I understand. And I think the guys that like lead the way, I think they're called monks, or there's a special name for them too that they have. um and the scary part is that when you're climbing up Everest, like you're passing like dead bodies, like because people die climbing up Everest.
I was actually gonna bring that up to you. Yeah, there's literally bodies up there, and because it's so high, it's almost impossible to come and like you first you got to carry yourself. Now imagine that you also have to carry somebody else. Like yeah, honestly, this was going through my mind when we were all the way up there. I was like, in case somebody got hurt, like what happens? Because we had to sleep up there for the night. We didn't come back down the same
Oh
day.
shit. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had the reason like I picked this company too because they provided you with a hut instead of a tent because some people had tent, and I don't think a lot of people realize this when you're so high up, it is freezing up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Yeah. Yeah.
freezing, so you have to have like double socks, like three shirts, two sweaters, a nice jacket that doesn't let the wind get inside of you. So yeah,
Where are you taking a
after
shit?
I made
Are you
sure
done?
to use the bathroom. I
You're
made
taking
sure
a
to use the bathroom before
because
that
I
hike
know
started.
you. I know
Yeah,
you.
I'm a.
You
I can't
like
do that.
you
It's
have
not
such
me.
you have such PTSD with like just using a fucking like a public bathroom. It could be the cleanest fucking
I hate
bathroom,
it.
but
I hate it. It's never been me. I need like, bro. It's my sacred time. I need my space. I don't want anyone bothering me saying like, are you done in there? And then they have to go after. But I made sure I used the bathroom before I even started that hike. So luckily, I didn't
so
have
you
to.
held it in for a whole day.
Yeah, I mean, how often do people use the bathroom for that kind of stuff? Like, I'm sure,
I
like,
dude, I went twice today, and I get the nervous shits right before I start the podcast. So like I almost went again
do
before.
you drink coffee before? Is it the coffee?
No, I had coffee like at 12. For me, coffee once a day in the morning is all I get.
Yeah, I usually drink it once too.
So you didn't go to the bathroom. Now, what about, and you guys had you said you had instead of a tent, you guys had a hut. Did y'all sleep in the hut
Yeah,
together?
so there was like four different huts, and so ours had how many? It was me, my friend, and then one, two, three, four other people. So six people in our, and yeah, there's the top and there's the bottom. By the time I got back to the base camp after doing the second volcano, and remind you, you got up there, but you also have to climb down and climb up another volcano in the dark. There's the
Yeah,
only light you have is the light from your head. They give you like this headlight, and
yeah,
like a band you put on your head,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then you just follow. And I just like it's hard to like. Yeah, I can tell you everything about it, but if you're not there to experience it, I don't think you'll fully get it. you
Mm.
know but yeah, just and then there's rocks coming down, you have to be careful, there's dirt everywhere. I literally had dirt in every place of my body that I didn't want. Like you're all there's no showers, you're also dirty, so you
Yeah,
shower once you're fully back.
yeah.
And I was so tired, I slept like a baby in that hut. I didn't even care, it was just sleeping bags and a blanket as a pillow. Like that's what it was. There's not much up there.
Do you consider yourself an outdoorsy guy? Like,
I'm not until
do
I
you like
did this.
clamping or camping?
Honestly, this was such a big experience that after this, yeah, I would definitely consider it. It makes you feel nice, It's really
You like
it.
dirt between your ass cheeks?
I mean, not that part, but if
No, no, I'm
just
teasing.
bring some wipes with you, bro. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah,
I think you could do it.
yeah. I mean, you're talking to a guy who used to wipe his ass with rocks. I mean, I don't know if I told you the story. When I was in elementary school in Pakistan, our toiletry system was so bad that, you would go in there. I mean, you would smell the feces be like 10 feet from the bathroom. And this was supposed to be a private school. And, but like the sewage system just wasn't up to date. It wasn't modern. And it still isn't
Or does it always
modern.
smell like ass in there?
Yeah,
My
you think
my
about it.
private school must have been better than yours then.
I'm sure it was because this one, like, I was like, I'm not using this bathroom. So I remember like just wiping my ass with rocks and leaves somewhere outside. But yeah. So like, I think that kind of turned me off to the clamping and camping experience and hiking experience. Um, I'm
I
trying to
mean,
think of another time that I went and had a good
I
time,
mean, this
but
is
I
a
can't.
naked and afraid, bro. I mean, you get to take like a book bag full of like essentials, you know? Like what kind of camping are you talking about?
Yeah. So did you guys have essentials with you? I'm assuming you did, right? Since you said
Yeah,
you had
but you have to
shirts
carry
and
them the whole
socks.
way up, man.
Yeah,
So I took some electrolytes with me, and you had to have at least like 2 to 4 liters of water, and
yeah,
that's already heavy. So yeah, and you had your lunch, your dinner with you, and just like extra hats and gloves, and definitely socks. You got to make sure you keep your feet warm. That was the best. So I took like 3 pairs of socks, and before I fell asleep, I wore all of them because it's cold up there. There's no
yeah,
heat, right? It's just literally a hut made out of like wood, and that's it, just to keep like the wind out.
yeah. Now, do you see other people who are like not in your group that are also? Do you see them around like when you
Yeah,
get to
so
the top?
I mean, I think climbing up on the same day, there's got to be more than like 200 people, right? But you just stay with your little group. Everyone takes turn. They stay behind each other. But if you need to cross somebody, you do. But and everyone meets at the next stop. There's like I mentioned to you earlier, there was like 5 different stops. So like, yeah,
Yeah,
you take a little bit of break and then you guys keep going. But as hard as it was, man, I'm telling you, I told myself I would never do it, but that when that trip ended, and I was like, you know what, I'll do this again. But I'll probably be in better shape by then, you
yeah.
know. But if this ever, if I ever had a chance to do it again, I would
Does it
definitely.
encourage you to get in quote unquote better shape? Because I think you're in pretty good shape
Absolutely,
now.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Just that one day, I'm pretty sure I lost 6 or 7 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That
and it's you're walking, incline up. Like I came back a lot skinnier than I went there. I'll tell you that for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, I've known you for a minute. I mean, and I know you fluctuate weight pretty fast.
Yeah, I've
Um,
been up and down a lot.
yeah. So, all right. You work with pediatrics, so I can imagine you never being sick for the rest of your life. What is it like working with these little motherfuckers who come in? You must have the craziest stories of like moms coming in angry as fuck.
Yeah,
What
I
the fuck
mean,
is wrong with my?
it's a job, you get to deal with it. But if you when you work in an environment that's constantly like screaming, you learn to like tone out a lot of voices. And I'm at that point right now. Like if the kid is crying, trust me, I will not hear it. My brain just knows to like just cancel out that noise, and I just kind of like focus on my job. Sometimes people are talking to me, and I my coworkers too, and they'll have to like really get my attention to like talk to me. It's been
Hmm.
I've been at what I've been working there for like what 3 years almost, and
Yeah.
yeah, crazy.
How are
But
these kids like different from like what when we were kids in terms of like are do you see a difference in them? Like are they more
absolutely,
shy?
100%. If we did something wrong, we used to get our ass beat, bro. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
pop.
Yeah, I see kids talking back to their parents and doing whatever they want, and I don't know. I used to be scared, bro. Back in the day,
Yeah.
I'm scared now even to raise my voice, but I mean, I'm just saying, kids now these days, they kind of do whatever they want without having
Yeah.
to face any kind of like consequences. but
Yeah.
it's very different than when we grew up. But also, like, me and you both were in a different country too at the time. But even like now,
I
like I
forget
wasn't
that
there.
you were at a different country. I forget that you spent some time in a different country. How long were you in Pakistan for?
I think I came here when I was like 10.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I was like 9 or 10. And that's well, we were back and forth. I spent like 5 years,
Yeah. I mean,
four or
we've
5 years
always been
here.
here. We never went back.
Mm, yeah. Now, isn't there a mountain in Pakistan too that you climb? Is it not
Honestly, if
uh,
I'm not mistaken, I think it's Port of Everest.
Port Everest? Is that it?
I'm pretty sure. You can look it up. But I think they always said it was part of Everest.
I'm trying to find this mountain in Pakistan. Right? Oh, it's K2. It's K2. Yeah. And now, if you were to go back to Pakistan, would you go to K2?
I definitely would, but I don't see myself climbing that whole thing, to be honest with you.
It's the second highest mountain in the world. I knew it had the record for something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Pakistan has some beautiful places, man. I've actually been wanting to go back for a while now, for a few years, but like maybe sometime in the future, I want to visit at least one time, just to see where
Yeah.
we grew up, just to see the house, because I
Same.
remember everything about it. There's nothing I
Yeah.
haven't really forgotten.
I feel like I've forgotten a lot, but I still feel like I remember like my family to a certain degree because I was always around them. Like as a kid, you're just sheltered by your family a lot. So I remember the family part, but like in terms of places, I can't really think of mm, too many or like special, particularly special places. Um, but yeah, I do want to go back too, and I talked about this with Emily. Like I told her like when I go back, I want her to come with me, and she wants to go too because she wants to see like where I spent, 5, 6 years of my life
Absolutely. I
as a
think she should
child.
100% go
Yeah,
see Pakistan. It's a beautiful country. It is beautiful. And,
yeah,
the hospitality there is great. Everyone's very welcoming. And the land structure is like the best part. Even the city of Lahore, like there's so much to see there. I can't
yeah.
wait. Like I know eventually I will go back, and I just can't wait to see where I grew up. Again, just to
You know what?
experience it as an adult.
Yeah, I think what scares me, I think, is the expectations because I think because I have a lot of family there, there's this expectation that, when you go back, you got to take care of everybody. And I think
Yeah,
as soon as they assume
absolutely.
when they know that you're from America and you're American, I feel like there's this added pressure of like you got to take care of everybody there, meaning like look out for them, pay
Of
their bills.
course,
And I'm like,
bro. That's
what the
why I
fuck
will
are you
never tell
talking about?
family I'm going. I'm just going to visit.
That's what I mean.
Nobody's gonna
That's what I
know I'm
mean.
going back there.
Right. And I think that's the other thing. Like when I go, because my dad puts a lot of pressure, my mom puts a lot of pressure, and some of the other family members put pressure on me to go. And I'm like, hey, I'll go on my own terms. And they don't like that answer because I don't know why they don't like that answer, but they don't like that answer. And I'm like, when I go, I'm gonna go on my own terms. It's gonna be at the place that I want to stay. I'm gonna do a lot of due diligence and research into where I stay, who
Hmm.
I'm with, and where I visit. So I don't know. Maybe we could tag team it or something.
I was gonna actually just tell you that. I was like, I think it'll be a good experience. You ever heard of Kashmir?
Yeah, yeah.
I heard Kashmir is beautiful. If I'm
That's
not
another
mistaken,
country,
isn't
right?
that somewhere
Yeah.
close to where you guys are from, or no?
I don't know. I I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
But we definitely
my
got to
my
visit Lahore, man. And Lahore, and there's like in the mountains, there's like this one beautiful lake that's really nice
yeah.
too. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of it. There's like this big bridge you have to walk through. I want to do all of that, everything, just really adventure.
You've seen this Asian guy who goes around to different countries, and I think Pakistan is one of his countries that he goes to, and he tries
The
these
foods,
different
I think I know who you're
foods.
talking about. He's actually a
Yeah.
really big creator. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I know you were talking about you doing your own food channel for a little bit. So I'm not sure like
It's so hard to be consistent on these things, man. You don't understand. But yeah, I would love to do a food channel and do different type of foods that I eat. It's like one of my dreams, to be honest with you. I think I just got to start at some point and just like do it.
just fucking do it, man. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
were saying for a minute that like, hey, I want to do it with some friends. Uh, I think you should just pull up and do it. I'm trying to find this guy on YouTube. This is one of the hard things of like maneuvering the podcast and then trying to find shit on your own too. Like pull it up. It's a little tough, but yeah, I got it pulled up here. Of this guy that I was telling you about. It's not him actually, but it's another dude trying food, but like look at some of
In
this food
Pakistan?
that they yeah, look at some of the street food that they have here. It looks so good.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen his videos. I think he lives in India, but I think he's visiting Pakistan to like show like the culture and stuff. But his I don't know if it's Hindi he speaks, which I'm pretty sure he does, but he speaks it great. He speaks it very
Yeah.
fluently too.
Yeah. We would watch this guy just for entertainment at times because it was just fun. Like him trying new cultures, eating food.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a naan and he's got
What is that?
some
Kima?
chicken. I think so. I think it's beef. Looks like beef.
Uh, looks good, man.
Yeah, it's the street food. Street food it's so delicious. But I think I worry about it in terms of like getting sick
Yeah,
because it's something with the water. I think we're
exactly.
like our bodies aren't just used to it.
I mean, yeah, that's why like anytime I travel, like don't ever try to like even with like ice, I'll be a little careful, but like bottled water all the time,
Yeah,
at all
yeah,
times, man.
yeah. You got any plans that you're going to next? Like where any future travel plans on the bucket list?
I honestly visiting the volcano was one of my biggest thing, and I can genuinely say I'm happy to like accomplish that. And for my
Yeah,
next one, I don't know, bro. You know where I want to visit like really badly? I want to go to Morocco. I don't know, like I just want to go to Morocco. I wanna be in the stand. That's
yeah.
my next one, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I've
Don't
already experienced
don't go in
enough of like
September.
one side of the world. I gotta jump into the other one, or maybe like I want to go see the pyramids. But I see
Yeah,
there's like so many people scamming you at the pyramids. It's kind of like just like I'm not about it. I want to
yeah.
avoid it, and I think Egypt should really do something about that because there's just people constantly trying to scam you in Egypt. But Morocco, I want to go to Morocco for sure, just to
That's the
adventure.
other thing I was going to ask you. Like, I feel like there's a lot of these scammers. Like, I think anywhere you go, right? Even
Hmm.
like if you go to New York City, where I'm commuting every day to, you'd see people playing 30 card Monte, um, but it's that game is just a scam. Like, you're not going to know where the king is or the queen is, or you're not going to know where the dice is. So I think it's pretty common for scammers to be there. But speaking of Egypt, are you talking about the guys when you go to the pyramids and there's some guys who try to pull you in, like, oh, come with me and I'll give you like a
Yeah,
private tour? Yeah, I
yeah.
think I've seen a few of those
And like
videos.
they'll have like a whistle, and then they like pretend like they work like with like the police or something, but like they're just like regular guys trying to make like a buck. I get it, but like
Yeah,
it's just that I don't want to be harassed like every like 5 minutes of me trying to enjoy like one of the best things to ever experience, which is like seeing the pyramids, right? If I'm gonna go with somebody, I have to make sure like I have somebody like either that lives there or speaks the language, just so like they'll be like, hey, like like we're not interested because once they hear you talk English, that's it. They just yeah, I'm pretty sure they just want to like make a sale or do something. So
yeah,
the only time I'll do that is like if I'm with somebody that knows the area. That's it.
yeah. And
What about you? Like, are you guys going anywhere anytime soon or no?
so travel plans for us like our next big travel plan is Japan.
That's
We're going
awesome.
to
I've been wanting to
Japan.
do that too. Yeah.
Japan is going to be 2026 for us.
That's awesome.
We want to experience the Japanese culture, the food, there's something about Japanese culture that just it's very unique in its own perspective. I think partly because it's one of the oldest customs that's ever been around. But even like I even like I was at a friend's house and his I was telling him how his house reminds me of Japanese inspired architecture because everything is so intentional. Like they have like they'll have like everyday items that they use, and if they don't use them, they it's like there's just no purpose of it. And to them, less is more. And that's something I'm trying to adopt in just my everyday life where less is more.
Yeah.
Um, I, I want to talk about the pyramids for a second in Egypt. Dude, let me ask you this. How do you think those pyramids were built? Be honest. What do you think?
Aliens, bro. What do you think? It has to be
Yeah.
aliens, the UFOs, all of them.
Yeah. It's
But
amazing. Like,
realistically,
yeah,
they say it's because like there used to be like a big river
slaves.
there back in the day, and they
Oh,
used like
okay.
the water. But like I don't know, there's just so much still to think about because like the those big rocks weigh so much, and to stack them up on top of each other like that. Some people said they had giants back in the day. Like there's just so many different theories. Like, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a huge mystery, and Egypt's not the only one. There's pyramids all over the world. I'm just saying like those are the ones we found. Do you know how much other stuff there must be under that sand that we don't know about? Can you imagine?
Like what, oil?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure half of the stuff hasn't. I think I read this post where they're like they only ever found like maybe 40% of whatever's out there. Everything else is buried in the sand somewhere.
Mm. I haven't heard about that, but that sounds pretty cool. That makes me think. I do wonder like what is underneath all that sand. But it's
Yeah,
amazing to think about
I think haven't
how
they just found a new tomb in the pyramids just recently?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think they found like another area in the pyramids, and like I think there was like a mummy in there.
That's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. I also think about like, are they just making this shit up at times? Like, with all the technology we have in the world, like you have LiDAR detectors on cars that are scanning shit all around. Like they're spinning and they're scanning shit.
Yeah,
Is that a person? Is that a dog? Why can't they figure it out at this point? Like, put a fucking LiDAR, put some sort of third one technology over
and
this thing and see what's
yeah.
underneath the sand and what's
And you know
in
what's
this pyramid.
crazy? I think that's how they actually found it. They saw that there was this one part of the pyramids, and it
Yeah,
just happened to be like I think they saw like it was like extra like hot, and
yeah.
that's how they opened it.
Okay.
Crazy, crazy.
What was in it? Do you know?
I mean, I think they found some gold. It was definitely like one of the. It was a body, which I don't think you should like mess with the dead. In my opinion, I think you should just leave it alone. But it's okay. I, I
They probably
guess
want to study this shit, see how old the body is.
yeah. Somehow just end up in the British Museum anyway, like
Yeah,
wherever they
right,
go.
right.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it makes me think about like, how did like they create such a structure so unique and and tall? Like some people argue like it was off of slaves. You're saying that, there were Rivieras at the time, maybe they used some sort of water
Yeah, I mean,
system to
all of that dried up, obviously, but
yeah.
I think the water probably had a lot to do with it.
Mm,
That's how they carried, and I think apparently they were saying if apparently they could just float the rocks like on the water somehow, but I still don't know how they
mm.
get it all the way up there.
Right, right,
And,
right.
and the top of the pyramid used to be like a point, right? It used to
Yeah.
be perfect, and that part was all made out of gold,
Okay.
and eventually they looted it. Yeah,
I mean, and these are like, for context, these are heavy ass rocks. I mean,
yeah.
like we're talking about like I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like I don't know, like a
I'm pretty
freaking
sure one of them has
18
to be
wheeler
as big
truck.
as like at least half of your apartment where you're sitting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Can you
and
imagine
it's
moving?
heavy as shit. Like it just, I don't know. It's got to be fucking aliens, bro. Come on, let's be real. Let's be realistic.
I don't know about like do you believe in aliens in terms of
Absolutely. You know how big this
yeah
world is for
yeah
like for it to be not for us to not believe in aliens. It's a
yeah
100% I believe in aliens.
yeah yeah. See, I struggle with that. I mean, there are days when I'm like, oh yeah, no, definitely, there's something out there for sure. We just don't know it.
Have
And
you ever seen
it
one of
would
those
be
videos where like you start from the Earth and it zooms out to like zooms out of like the solar system and then the galaxies and seeing how many other galaxies there are? You don't think there's another life form out there? They just
no,
absolutely, bro.
I do. I do. I mean, talking about the conversation, yeah, for sure. Like when we put it in that perspective, yeah, for sure. But you know, for me, I just go, why have we not been able to prove it with all the technology, with all the infrastructure we have? Like,
Be-
like,
Because I
is
feel
it
like
just
your
because?
mind can't really grasp like how big this world
Yeah,
truly is, the universe. Because like,
yeah.
bro, it takes years and decades. Like
Light
it'll take
years,
forever.
light years to reach a different solar
Yeah,
system from what they
absolutely.
say.
It's so big, you know. But somewhere out there, if they can make it to here, we are so behind. You know,
Right.
they can do whatever. They can literally make us wipe their asses if they wanted to. Like it's insane.
Yeah. I, my struggle with it is that I think if there truly are, if there truly is another life form out there, why have they not made contact?
Yeah,
And which is why I think that yes, I do believe there is other life form out there. I just don't know if they've made contact yet. And if anything, I think that we'll make contact with another life form, or we definitely, I believe that we're sending signals out there. And one of the reasons why I know that we're sending signals out there is because they put a giant telescope in space. Have you heard of the James Webb Telescope?
yeah. Of course. I mean, this was the best one they ever made so far, right? And
Yep.
the
Yep.
pictures that it was capturing was like from the previous one that they sent over was like 10 times as better. Yeah, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah. I mean, they what they did was they took this 25-foot telescope, they folded it up into a rocket and they shot it up into space. And now I think it's orbiting the sun because it needs light to reflect. And it's shooting out it's shooting out obviously well it now able to see like light years away and it's projecting these nebulas and
Yeah,
these
and it's some
galaxies.
beautiful things out there, man. So beautiful to look at. You're looking up some of them right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some of the uh the photos. It's oh, here's one right here. Let me see. Share this. That's crazy.
That's beautiful. I've seen that picture before too.
Yeah.
Yep,
This is
that's the
them
telescope.
assembling it in a lab, which is even more bizarre to think about. That we were able to fold this thing up and shoot it out into space. Yeah, here's another one
Yeah,
right here.
nah, that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah. And from what how how I remember, so I was watching this on Netflix, is how they get the colors to emit the way they are is they use infrared lighting. So it's a bunch of colors over because when they get the data, it's like in black and white, and then they emit infrared lighting over it, and then it's able to emit um, all these colors. Um, and they're saying, well, that's how it looks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing this in person, man. I'll be like, it'll be a dream come true. If they ever gave you a chance to go to Mars, but you can't come back, would you do
Fuck no. What the fuck is there? What the fuck is there to do in Mars?
it?
It'll be me and Elon, and he's he would piss me off at one point, and I'm sure I would piss him off at one point because it'd be like you. He'll be like, Amir, you're fucking useless. Okay.
That's funny. Honestly, I've thought about this. I don't know. Part of me, I feel like I would. Why
If you
not?
couldn't come back, if you couldn't come back,
You'll be like one of the first persons to like live in another planet. Like, why not? You can just make a life of your own out there. It'll be a little lonely at first, but I'm pretty sure they'll send more people up there. I can do the podcast from up there from Mars. That's what it, you know.
I don't know, bro. I don't think they'll be able to send you people, but I'm sure they could send you some sort of life support and like a pocket pussy or something for when you get bored. But have you? That makes me think of The Martian. Did you ever see the movie The Martian?
No, I haven't actually.
That's that's a good one. It's with Matt Damon, and it's about how he's up in space. He's in Mars, and they're doing a mission, and there's something
Oh,
happens
him
to
like
their
growing
rover.
potatoes, is it up there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it. Or like Interstellar. He's also in that movie.
No, no, you're thinking of
No, no, no. I
Matt Damon. No, you're thinking of not Matt Damon.
Matthew
Matt Damon's
McConaughey.
Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey,
but
right?
Matt Damon's is also in Interstellar.
Is he really?
Yeah. Did you see Interstellar?
I did. I thought it was a great film, dude.
It's an amazing movie. Could you believe I just watched it for the first time like 2 months ago, bro? And I was like,
Yeah,
what have I been missing out on? But how do you not
yeah.
remember Matt Damon? He's the one
What?
that they see on this planet. They like revive him, right? He wakes up and then he tries to
Oh,
like,
that's right. He had a very small part. You're
yeah,
right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
he's
he tries to
there.
fuck them. He tries to
Yep, he
fuck
tries
them
to
over.
fuck him up. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
yep,
tries to
yep.
derail their mission. Yeah, I do
And
remember
then
that.
he
Yeah,
died like trying to like get into like the spaceship or some shit.
yeah. Speaking of space and all this stuff, we were just watching Gravity. That's another good one if you haven't got. That's with um I'm forgetting his name, but George Clooney.
Hmm.
That's a good
It's
one.
called Gravity.
Yeah, it's called Gravity. That's a great movie.
Nice, nice. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe this weekend. Why not?
Now, if you had the chance um to just space, because you know how they're doing these space flights where like with Virgin Galactic or SpaceX even I think is doing it, but the tickets are like ridiculously expensive.
If I can afford it, fuck yeah, I would. Why
Yeah,
not?
you would. Yeah,
100% without thinking about it twice. I mean,
yeah.
a lot of people question like, why would I go to an active volcano too? And I was like, it's just to experience. Did you know it erupted to the day I was leaving?
I would not want to be there when the day erupted or climbing up that
No,
place.
that was the whole point. So I don't know if I'm correct on this fact, but they said apparently, I don't know if this was the one, but it was like it erupts like every 15 minutes. But the time that I went, it was like it wasn't doing that for like 45 days. So you didn't see any lava or any of the action, but it's constantly like going off.
Yeah.
But when we climbed, it was fine. We had good view because sometimes the clouds get in the way. There's a lot of fog, whatever.
Hmm.
But like I remember being at the airport 2 days after, and like the guy that's like checking in my bag, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, like how was the climb?" Because he was asking, and he was like, "By the way, it erupted today." Like as we were talking, like the lava was coming out, and apparently it erupted pretty badly. Because like I think as we speak, like it's still happening. The
Mm.
lava's still coming out from the top. And bro, I couldn't have been maybe like a mile away, maybe less than a mile away from like the actual like crater of it.
Yeah.
Like if you ever
So
like
you
post
could
that
were
pic,
you weren't able to get like close enough to like look inside of it? You weren't allowed to do that?
yeah, because like I still an active volcano, right? So like I don't think
Yeah.
I want to like go that close, but we were like super close to it. We were standing on top of that active volcano. Insane. I'm telling you, you have to put it on your bucket list, bro, because it's like the best thing ever. I'm pretty sure a good part of you were like, I will never do this again. But like once you know you can do it, it's just and you accomplished all of it, you'll be like, yeah, I'll do this again.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It makes me think of when I was in Hawaii and I wanted to go to this crater, and you got to wake up early in the morning. You got to wake up at 2 a.m.
Yep.
You you drive to this place, and then they take you up to it's a 4 or 5 hour hike to get to the top, and then you see the sunrise. And apparently, it's supposed to be breathtaking, similar to what you're talking about. But when you're
Oh,
on
I
your
think you were
honeymoon,
talking about that before you left, so you guys didn't get to do it?
no, 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 no. So we it's that we didn't want to do it. That's what it really was. Um, it just you really like we're the kind of people when we go on vacation, we want to be at the beach and we want to sip Mai Tais and
Hmm.
we just want to chill and do nothing and just relax. And then
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course we'll have the excursions. But we ended up just like flying over it. We took a helicopter tour, flew over some of the islands. We saw some of the scenes where they shot Jurassic Park
Yes,
as
yes.
well. So that was cool. I didn't know that Jurassic Park, a lot of it
It was filmed in
was
on Hawaii.
yeah in Maui. I didn't know that. Um, so that was cool to see. It wasn't They weren't active volcanoes. But yeah,
But
Hawaii
if I'm
definitely.
not mistaken, Hawaii has a huge. It has to be one of the biggest ones out there in Hawaii.
Oh, mountains like volcanoes?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Might be.
How could just look it up? Because like I mean, my hold on, maybe because I'm pretty sure I googled this. Like, what's the biggest volcano out there?
I'm seeing Mauna Leo, Mount. Nah, uh, I'm not seeing any in Maui, but I don't know. I'm not sure if these are like if they're naming Maui. Okay. What's the largest volcano eruption in 21st century? Here, let me share this. Doo, doo, doo.
Or just put which one is the biggest volcano?
Here we go. Okay. This is where. Let me move this. Where is the largest active volcano in the world? Rising gradually to more than 4 kilometers above sea. Oh, you're right. It is Hawaii. Okay.
There you go.
It's the largest
Okay.
active volcano on our planet.
Yep.
Its submarine flanks descends to a seafloor an additional 5 kilometers, and the seafloor is in turn is crusted by Mauna Leo Great Mass another 8 kilometers. This makes the volcano summit about 17 kilometers above base. That's cool, man. Yeah.
It's super cool, man. I wonder how long it would take if you want to get to the top.
Oh, here's the hottest volcano. Uh, how hot is Hawaii's volcano? Very hot. Here it comes. Some temperatures record at some different times and locations. The eruption temperature of Kailua lava is above 11,000 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the lava is in the tubes is about 12,000 degrees Celsius. The tube system of episode. Okay, this goes into this whole shit. Okay. Um, yeah. So it's sorry, you said what's on your agenda next to travel again? Where is it? Where do you want to go?
I was thinking about Morocco just to do it. I want
Morocco.
to go
Okay.
sand surfing if that's what it's called. Why
What
not?
is what is sand surfing? What is that?
It's like not a surfboard. It's like a snowboard but on sand. I don't even know if it's called sand surfing, but I'm pretty sure you can do it somewhere else. I've done it once in like Mexico, but
Oh, you're right.
it,
Yeah, you're right. It is called sand surfing. It
uh,
looks pretty cool.
yeah, like it has to be like a big like slope down. I feel like because if it's just small, because I've tried doing this back in Mexico and they had like the sand dunes over there, but it's not the same. It's super hot. Yeah. You know, is this Peru? It has to be Peru where they do this.
Yeah, it is Peru.
It is
Peruvian
Peru, right?
sand dunes.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was looking at a video today in Peru and I was like, 'cause they got this little island somewhere in the middle of the sand, and I want to visit
Yeah.
that. It looks awesome.
This might
Wow.
be it.
Okay. I guess Morocco's off the list. It's Peru next.
Hmm.
Yeah. And they got what, Machu Picchu? Is that's Peru, right? Yeah, that is Peru. Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's another thing. Look, you got to hike all the way up too.
Yeah. Definitely not easy.
Yeah, it's amazing. They make this stuff look so easy, but it is
And
so tough.
honestly, I'm telling you, I have so much to blame on these TikTok videos that I saw before I got to do the volcano because they don't tell you how hard it is to get up
Yeah,
there. They just tell you the good parts.
right,
And
right.
it kills you. Imagine if you're in the sun like constantly, right? And then you're doing this stuff and you're out of shape, man. I feel bad. I don't know how I did it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at these guys. They all must be like A1 athletes, and then that's
Yeah,
how
and
they
then you
look
got to know how to
afterwards.
snowboard on top of that because like not everyone could just get on a one of these boards and just like shred the shit out of the sand. Like you got to know what you're doing. If
Right.
you take me for example, right? If I get on that, I'm gonna bust my ass in the first like 2 seconds of doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm probably breaking my legs and tearing my ACL. That's one of
And
my
honestly, I
biggest fears
refuse
of
to go
snowboarding.
snowboarding too, because
That's,
like
dude, me too. Me too. That's ex is it are you afraid to get hurt? Is that why?
absolutely that
Yeah.
snow is as hard as a rock, and like once you fall, and if you're not padded up properly, that's it. You're like breaking a leg or something. Like you people get hurt in snowboarding.
I have never met any of my friends who like to snowboard or have gone snowboarding and have not gotten hurt. Every single one of them
Yeah,
has
you
either
see what I
either
mean? Exactly.
you know torn an ACL, broken legs, um, fallen and just got hurt. But there's a certain thrill about snowboarding and skiing that people just love, right? I mean, it's maybe this euphoric feeling of
Yeah. Or like, what do you think about surfing? Would you do it?
I could barely swim, so fuck no.
Damn,
we
that's
we
crazy.
we were in Maui and so they took us out to go snorkeling and
Yeah.
I was a little bitch where I was like, oh yeah, okay, let me get those pads around me so I could float. Um and but the water it was so worth it. Like the water was clear. Um
Bro,
but
if I'm not forgetting properly, or like just if I have it right in my head,
mm,
weren't you learning how to swim in LA Fitness back then when I was working there? You were constantly in the pool, right? Trying to like figure
yeah.
out how to swim.
So you know exactly what happened. Yeah, for sure. You were one of the people who taught me how to swim. You and
Yeah,
Chris. We would swim together. Like it's crazy to think about how much energy we had and time that we had as kids
yeah,
because we would go work out. I would play basketball at some point, and then we would jump in the pool. Like we made sure we milked LA Fitness for every
yeah,
penny that we paid. Um, but yeah, I mean, I did learn like all my swimming that I know now is from that, and I'm like very thankful of that. I go, oh my God, that was a lot of fun.
yeah.
As kids,
I
we
think
used
it's
to do
just
that. But
floating on the water is like the hardest part. Like you just gotta know.
I think there's also like a sense of fear too. Like, um, you got to get over that fear of water, and I think I still kind of have some of that, like just kind of the fear of drowning. Because
Hmm.
I think I told you, I almost did drown at one time, where I've not knowing how to swim. I just thought that everybody knew how to swim because I was like, oh, this is like it's swimming. Everybody does it naturally. I jump into this water, like this 10 feet of water, and and then I'm pretty much drowning at that point, and I had to be rescued by a lifeguard.
Yeah,
Um,
where was this?
this was here. This was in the States. This was in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
You were like in a pool?
Yeah, yeah, we were in a public pool.
Get out. You want me to be super honest with you, bro? I've jumped into the water, not fully knowing if I know how to swim or not, but somehow I'm able to like float. But if you ask me how you do it, I have no idea. I just kick my feet in the water and I stay. I've jumped into like rivers that are like, even in Costa Rica when I was in there, I jumped into this big waterfall, and like the rocks are like super slippery. And I've just kind of like went in there, like not knowing exactly what I'm doing, like stupid, right? Don't ever recommend anyone to do that. But like, luckily, I've been okay.
Yeah,
Just
you figure it
bored.
out. You figured
Yeah.
it out. But so you never had previous swimming experience before that? You just kind of
Never, bro. I
see
just
that's
honestly, I
that's the
must have learned
imagination I had.
with us. Like all I know is like I just kind of watched how people did it, and I just kind of like just copied it. And then
Yeah.
when we were in LA Fitness like years ago, like I was kind of like teaching myself to do it there too. So just kind of like know the movements, and but like nobody really ever taught me like how to do it. I just kind of like just went out there and did it.
Yeah. Now they have all these kids that are swimming classes and parents
I
start
feel
at a
like it's
young
important. Everyone
at a
should know this skill, no matter what.
yeah,
Just one,
swimming.
100%.
Yeah.
I think like if I was to ever have kids, like I would want to make sure they're in sports, and I think it's essential to life that you should know how to swim. Absolutely.
One time, this is when the wifey and I we first started dating. I wanted to impress her, so I drove up to her house, and she got a they have a little lake community,
I've been there. Yeah.
so it's a gorgeous day, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when you're on the lake, if you look across, there's the other end of the lake, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we should go swim to that, and she goes. Oh, you want to swim to that? Yeah, like I've done it before. Like I'm game. And then the inner bitch kicks in me, like, what the fuck did I just say? Because I'm trying to
Yeah.
be cool. Like I'm trying to impress this girl. And we have like a little floaty with us, little
Hmm.
tube that helps you stay afloat. Halfway, like, halfway we get to the lake, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm tired. Like I'm exhausted. I'm starting to panic. And I'm like, oh no, like I can't make it. We got to turn around. And she was like, you have a tube. You know that, right? Like you're going to be fine. I was like, no, no, no,
Hmm.
I can't. I got to turn around. I got to turn around. I got to turn around. So we turned around. Um, but yeah, man, I think when you start to like panic in those situations, it just makes it worse.
I
Um,
think so. 100%.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, so when you were traveling, what's like the culture like there? How is that like?
Honestly,
Did you come
every
across people? Do they know that you're from America? Can they tell you're from like,
I think they can point us out right away. A hundred
yeah,
percent. The second I walk in somewhere, it's also the way you're dressed. As soon as like you walk in, they just know you're not from there. But like, luckily, the one of my friends that I was with, he speaks fluent Spanish. I can just like speak words here and there, but like this guy, he's very good at it. But like even they can tell like he's not from there because I could think the Spanish accent is a little different, but
yeah,
like, I mean, he can still communicate with them. So yeah, but as far as the people go, I think they were very friendly, man. Very welcoming, and it just was a really good time. But like, I'll tell you one thing about Guatemala, bro. It's I never expected it to be so big. Like I've been to like Salvador, right, where I stayed. Everything was like any place I wanted to get to in that country was like maybe like an hour to 45 minutes to an hour away. Not in this one, bro. There was like this lake we had to drive from Guatemala City to. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's pronounced as Atitlan Lake, and that was already like 3.5 hours away. And we did it on our last day. We ended up driving there, and we ended up driving back. But I the country is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. That it's
yeah.
insane, but very
And
beautiful, man. I'm telling you. Like you've seen the pictures. If you ever want to do anything adventurous, I say go out there, climb the volcanoes. They have beautiful lakes there too. That's really a fun place to visit, and even the little towns. It's like there's a lot of history there. 100%.
A- a- any partying, any clubbing?
No, this was strictly as in. I think all of that's like a little bit behind me too. I'll be honest with you. It wasn't my. That's not what I wanted to do out there. This
Mm,
was just more of like I wanna explore the world type of trip.
yeah.
I was there for one
Okay.
week exactly, and yeah, I did just that, man. I'm just so happy. Um,
Shit, dude.
that
I would go out and party too. I mean, it's something about Spanish people love to party.
they do, they do.
They they love to, and they know how to have a good time. Um, I mean, that's just kind of being around a lot of Spanish people growing up here. They know how to have a good time, and they could party forever. There's a Dominican club that's or a bar, I should say, that's right across the street from us. And
Is it
some
new? Has it
nights
been there?
it's been there for some time. It's one of those private clubs.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm not sure. I think you have to be Dominican to get in, I think. But
I don't think
these
so, man. Those guys know. They'll invite. They're very friendly.
they are, and like they party. They were every like other weekend. They'll just. I think they were partying so hard. They've got like a makeshift um like kind of hovering in their back in the backyard, and I could see it from the window. And I think they were partying so hard, like it just, or there were just so many people
Collapse.
there
Get
that
out.
it
There's no
just
way.
collapsed.
Collapse.
Yeah. And then I saw them like a week later rebuilding, and I was like, oh, all right.
Shit, man. Well, what's the plans for the weekend, bro? You guys doing anything?
Thanks for the weekend.
Bro, I have to come over for
Yeah.
dinner, man. I miss
I'll
I
tell you. I'll
miss
tell you.
the mushroom chicken.
We had that last night. No joke.
Damn. And no
No
invite?
joke. No
I'm about
joke.
to
We had that
end this
last night.
live right now, bro. What's going?
So the weekend we're going to my parents. As you know, Ramadan is in play,
Yeah, of course.
and so we're going. My mom, and like any mom, she keeps calling me. She's like, "Hey, are you fasting?" And I'm like, "Mom, you know the answer to that. I've never fasted a day in my life. I know I'm not fasting." Um, that's not true. I did fast one day, and that's when I think it was like my grandma had passed, and I wanted to celebrate
Yeah.
her, and I wanted to do it for her. So I did that one day, and it was tough. It is. Dude,
It is not easy, man.
a part of me believes that I think ain't nobody fasting. They're all lying through their teeth. They're drinking fucking water. They're taking you know some sort of a vitamin, some sort of protein bar in between. But anyway, so we're going there Friday, and she wants to wake up. For people who don't know, I guess um, Ramadan and fasting, you pretty much wake up in the morning during sunrise. You eat before sunrise, which is like 4 o'clock. So you wake up super early in the morning, and
Yeah.
then you don't eat. Then you pretty much fast, and you eat again until sunset. So we're gonna go there Friday. We're gonna do the fast with them, and do the fast with them on Saturday. So that's what we're doing this weekend, and
Nice, nice.
we're already thinking of elaborate ways to kind of like get out of it. Like
I mean,
sh-
listen,
sh-
just go there, show your face. But if you guys want to leave the same night, I think you guys should. I mean, you don't have to stay there the whole time. But
yeah.
just go
So
open the fast. At least, I'm sure your mom misses you, man. Just go visit her,
yeah,
see her for a little bit.
for sure. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I see. This is how elaborate I am in terms of some of the planning. I already have a meeting scheduled for Saturday at 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna tell her like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna take the kiddos out, but I've got a meeting to take, and during that meeting, I'm gonna sneak in my coffee and my breakfast."
Ah, I got you. I got you. But what if the kids start snitching on you? What's gonna happen then, huh? They're
You know
gonna.
what? I wouldn't be surprised. Some of these kids they're savages, and they're smart. They are smart. And they'll rat me out, but I don't know. I'll bribe them with something. I'll tell them like, hey, you could go get two things at Target or something if you keep your mouth shut.
I think they'll fall for it, man. I remember when I was a kid, if somebody gave me money, that's it. That's it. Like, well, I'll keep that to myself. Just yeah, bribe them.
Yeah. You remember that NBA game we went to?
Oh, it's still one of the best things ever that I did.
Bro, do you remember the thoughts that were at the NBA games? Did you think there were a lot of thoughts at the NBA games? Like these girls who were just like throwing themselves at athletes? Because you were sitting the girl to the left was screaming at Josh Hart,
Bro, I left
put a
with the ear
baby in
pain
me.
that night because she wouldn't shut up and one thing is like speaking, but she was like screaming on top of her fucking lungs, bro. My ear
And
was
she
hurting. And she was like saying some stupid things like "I'll have your babies" or
yeah,
like
put a baby in me. Yeah, she was saying put a baby
exactly, yeah. Those were the words that she was saying. And the guy, the NBA player, literally looked at her and was like, "What? Like
uh,
shut the fuck up."
it makes me think of like how these athletes really have to be careful because when they start to make money and when you're
Bro,
in that limelight, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, there's a pressure of you performing, but there's also the pressure of like you making sure you don't get involved in stuff like this because some of these hoes will be there to get you, and that's what they're really trying to do.
I genuinely believe it's harder when you're already it's when you're there. Because now you have to try even harder to like not fuck up, right?
Yeah,
And you have to say no more. Yeah, you have to learn how to say no for sure.
yeah,
100%. I
yeah. It's
genuinely, yeah.
it was for me. It was definitely surreal seeing Tom Brady, um, and the I think about like I think about him. I remember seeing him like he had this aura around him, like he was just glowing, and everybody just wanted to be around him and talk to him and say what's up to him. And I remember like at one point, they showed him on the jumbotron, and he got booed so loud because obviously
Hey, bro, because one of the
he's in the
guys
garden.
next to her was booing him. And as I'm taking the video, I remember it looked like he's like kind of like looking at me like I was the
Yeah,
one doing it. Yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah.
But,
Um.
but
Oh,
like,
that's why he looked at you because he thought you were booing him.
no. So, like, the guy that was booing him happened to be right next to me.
Okay.
And when he's looking, I don't know if he's looking at my camera or he's looking at the guy when he's like booing. So
But it looked like he was looking at your camera. It looked like you guys like had a secret connection where you guys like you almost like said what's up to him and he turned around and was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"What's up, man?"
That's why you need two different angles to see what really happened. It's crazy. My angle shows like I know that guy, but the
Yeah.
other one will shows like he didn't even look at me.
But he was Matt chill. I think he said hello to everybody that came up to him and
Yeah,
shook their hands. Seemed like a nice person, and like I said, he had this aura around him that at least I thought was just like very welcoming and calming. Um, and then again, just like someone who's 45, he looked great for his age. And then I remember seeing Spike Lee, who looked like shit. I thought he looked like a dry little raisin. I'm serious. He looked like shit, absolute shit. Um, I'm
there
not
was
sure
a
how old
lot
he
of
is, but
celebrities like sitting where we were, bro, and
yeah,
hands
Ben
down, still one of
Stiller.
the best experience I've ever had.
Yeah, there was
As far as like any like sports game go,
yeah,
I don't think anything will ever top that. To be honest with you.
yeah. And it's amazing seeing these athletes up close. They almost seem superhuman. Like I think we all criticize them in terms of like, oh, oh yeah, this guy's like, oh, this guy sucks, or this is an average player. But like, dude, you see their movements, everything they do is perfect. and
Yeah.
they're 1-1. Um, Meaning like there's about like in the NBA there's like 350 jobs in the NBA. I mean, you're talking about out of 350 million people, and not including people they sign overseas. You're talking about 350 people, and there's
Yeah.
350 million people in America, so they're all 1-1. Um, so I know we criticize them, but like they're all very special people in terms of what they can do and their ability. I remember there's seeing some UFC guy too. I forget
Oh
his
yeah,
name.
yeah. I don't know his name, but it's funny because how much bigger they look in person than they are when you're like watching them on TV. And that guy
Yeah,
was
dude.
like huge, and he's pretty big in the
Massive.
UFC right now. I just don't know his name. But like I
Yeah.
found this out after we we left, and I was like, oh, like this is the guy I was seeing on TV recently because he had like a fight coming up.
Yeah, I saw him the other day on YouTube breaking down Alex Pereira's fight because Alex Pereira was just he had a fight over the weekend and he lost. Um, by the way, that fight looked rigged to me. I don't know if you saw it, but it did not look right. Like it looked like Alex was just standing and taking punches by this guy and kicks by this guy and wasn't being aggressive, but yeah, I remember watching a video of him and he was breaking down um, Alex Pereira's fight and his skills and his move because I think he wants to fight him next. That's one of his guys he wants to fight. UFC fighters are see, I was never a big UFC guy until did you freeze by the way? But
Yeah, you were
you
freezing for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if it was your connection or my connection, but
so UFC guys I don't know how big you're into UFC, but I started watching UFC recently too, and for a long time I was never into the sport. But part of it because I thought it was so violent. And I was like, oh, it's promoting, you know,
I mean, same thing goes
aggression.
for boxing. Is like, but I mean, we all watch that too. But I love
Right,
UFC.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
not like a hardcore fan, but I love watching the big fights.
Yeah, something about it. As I've gotten older, I think I've started to really enjoy watching it. Um, but some of these fights are so brutal, man. Like you got eyeballs falling out of their face, noses broken. Like the whole octagon is just like a pool of blood.
Yeah,
Um, it makes me think like these are some tough motherfuckers, bro.
dude. Like, and you know what I give them the most about is that their stamina, bro. The crazy stamina these guys have. Like, try punching the air like for like a minute straight and see how tired you get. And
Yeah.
these guys are going rounds after rounds, taking a beating. Like, yeah, we're. I don't even think we can put ourselves ever in that kind of like even close to where they are.
But for me, I think about their lifespan afterwards, like post sports, like, dude, they must, I mean, I think I think naturally they would have a lot of health conditions, like breathing issues, brain damage, getting
Yeah,
concussed. So their lifespans in terms of their body, I just think I think about that and that makes me obviously feel sad. So obviously they have to protect themselves at all time. Um, did you ever see this video of this guy confronting one of the UFC fighters confronting a fan because he was talking shit to him?
is that where he like jumped over like the Cajun stuff and he tried to like go
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then he didn't want to? Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
right. That's right. Yeah, I think his name is uh, Marab.
Uh, I don't think I know his name, but I've seen the video. Yeah.
He was up to this guy,
Yep, that
man.
was the one. That's the one.
He's like,
And
no,
then
he's like,
he
no,
and
no
he's
beef,
like,
no
no,
beef,
no,
no
and he
beef,
shows up,
no beef,
bro, because he
no
knows he's about
beef.
to get his ass fucking beat. That's why.
Oh my God. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with these guys. These guys are fucking warriors.
Crazy.
Yeah. You never been to a UFC event, have you?
No,
Uh,
I honestly it never really crossed my mind to be honest with you. Because bro, realistically, like I mean, what like if I'm gonna be there, I want like where I can see. I don't want to be in the fucking pigeon seats all the way up there, wasting $300 away when I can just watch it peacefully in my TV, right? If I'm ever
Yeah,
gonna go watch this stuff, it has to be like with good money. But if
yeah.
not, then why would I even bother traveling and just like being in fuckland all the way up in the fucking sky? Ridiculous.
Speaking of events, were you the person who started this trend of being in costumes at concerts?
Oh, now well, I didn't start it, but I did do it. Do you remember?
Yeah, I
Do
do. I
you
was gonna
remember
ask you about
seeing the
that.
video of me in the shark costume, bro? It was a Bad Bunny
Yeah,
concert.
I remember. That's why I'm asking you about it.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I was thinking or like what made me want to do it. But it was like I just know everyone was doing it, so I was like, you know what? I ordered the shark costume on Amazon. It came before the concert, and yeah, I wore it. It was the best thing ever. It got like a good amount of views on TikTok too when I posted it. I remember,
uh,
but
I
yeah,
remember you
that was
showing me
fun.
a video of like a pool of people, and people are going crazy over Bad Bunny, and
Yeah,
they're like panning, 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 and then you just see a giant shark, and
yeah,
it's you, and they like zoom in on you or something.
yeah.
That was
That was a
that's wild.
fun time. That was a really fun time. It's crazy.
I've never been to concerts, man. I want to go. I want to go to a concert.
So if
So
the one thing I would tell you, if you really want to go to someone you obviously you really like. Just don't go just to go see somebody.
okay,
Once you're there and you get to experience like the songs or whatever is live, bro, it's the best feeling ever.
yeah,
It's different. Live is always going to be better than listening to it wherever you are. It's a whole different experience. I've seen a couple of bands on myself and like, and it's great. I love it, you know. But it really
yeah.
has to be somebody you really like, or else like I don't think you should waste your time.
I like Drake. I'm the first person I could think about is Drake. But I think everybody they pretty much Kendrick put him in a coffin, so I don't know if he's gonna
Yeah,
be
I was just gonna
performing
say that. I
anymore.
was like, I'm gonna go see Kendrick then. If you're gonna go see Drake,
I mean, I want to go see Jay-Z. I think about he's one of my favorite artists, but he doesn't perform. He doesn't do performances anymore. He doesn't do live music
I
anymore.
mean,
So
give me $1 billion after after, but that's what I've been after my career. You won't see me working again either.
yeah, facts. Did I
I
ever
don't
tell you
blame
about
the
my
guy.
cat?
Let him be
My
retired in peace. You're
bro,
better off
they
just
won't.
watching him on
They
YouTube.
they won't let this man retire in peace. He just recently, did you hear about this? He had allegations, rape allegations against him, and then
Yeah, I remember reading something about it. Yeah, with all this stuff shit going on.
yeah, it's these it's this Me Too movement. Like it still somehow seems to linger, and this girl accused him of sexually assaulting her at a party when she was 13, and then obviously it ended up not being true, and now he's countersuing, which goes back to our conversation about these thoughts trying to get some of these men who have money.
Bro, it's
It's a
harder when
very
you're at that
it's
level,
a
man.
it's a very real thing for sure. But yeah, so he was dealing with that for a little bit. I think Beyonce just recently announced that she's going on tour, and I remember she is because I remember some of my colleagues were pretty hyped up about that, and they were like, I already got my tickets." But yeah, I can't blame them for not wanting to see Queen Bee.
I mean, you won't see me at one of those concerts, but yeah, I mean, good luck to the people that want to go see her. You know,
Who would you go see?
I like I don't know, man. If it was like recently, you know who I really want to go see, and it's been like my dream, bro. I want to see Coldplay live. And they were here like a few years ago in MetLife, and I didn't know that they were there. And I remembered the day of, and bro, we were gonna go to Pennsylvania. It was gonna be me and my boy. We were gonna drive
Mm,
all the way to Pennsylvania, but like we just it was too far. But if I can ever see anyone, you know, like really like close, I would pay the money for it, and it has to be Coldplay.
yeah, those guys, that's a classic
Yeah.
for sure. I, I, again, I didn't even know they were performing, but I don't. sometimes I think I live under a rock. I don't know what's going on with these bands. They seem to break up and get back together, and
They're
um,
actually pretty big in like other countries too, if I'm not mistaken, man. Because
that's
like
yeah,
I
that's
even like it, I
mhm,
know like Hispanics, like I know they a lot of them love Coldplay.
oh yeah,
Because like yeah, because I met so many people like in
yeah,
Ecuador and even in like Salvador, like they all knew who Coldplay was. Like they all
yeah.
loved Coldplay. Yeah. So it was like and they're always in tour. I'm pretty sure a lot of Colombians too. They love listening to them. Um, Especially Ecuador, because like I remember our tour guide was like all about this type of music back then.
He was all about Coldplay.
Yeah.
He was blasting Coldplay on your 8 hour hike
Yeah,
up.
like mostly all the songs that I was putting on in the car, he was like shazamming all of them. He's like, I gotta download this, bro. Like I love all this music style. And I'm like, I listen to everything, but when you're like under the stars and you need some like nice like tune-in music,
Yeah.
mellow, that's what you want to listen to. Do you remember our nightly drives? I know this is out of thing, but it like going to Edgewater by where the Starbucks was, then having those late night sets. Sometimes we'll be out there till like 2, 3 in the morning, bro, just
Yeah.
bullshitting back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. See, I don't know if that place is the same anymore because I remember driving by it and even into the place, the plaza where we used to hang out, and like that Starbucks is no longer open. They're like they don't keep it open until um you know 1, 2, or whatever it was when we were there. I think all that plaza now, that whole plaza thing just closes early. You remember like there would be bike meetups there, car meetups
Thursdays,
there.
yeah, on Thursdays.
Yeah,
Um, dude, I remember back then I didn't know what in the world to order from Starbucks. Well, we'll just go in there and order like whatever we can, and like I usually
yeah.
get some like raspberry like lemonade type stuff, some weird drink. But it wasn't even about that. I think we used to just go outside, just talk a lot of shit in
It,
the
it was
parking
it was
lot.
the vibes. It was the vibes.
It was definitely the vibes
That's
back then.
yeah. I remember leaning on some guy's car and venting it. And you know who that guy is, which was
Yeah,
which was like
yeah.
I was like, bro, all I did was like lean on your car. Like if me leaning on your car is gonna, you know, put a fucking dent in it, like
Well, which
maybe
one was it? The 3000 GT, right? That's the one he had, Mitsubishi.
no, dude. I don't know. I thought it was like just some like normal like car, like some normal Nissan or Hyundai or some normal fucking car that the dude had. And he was like, "Yo, you dented my car, man." It's like just fucking leaning on it, man. Did we ever smoke weed back there too? I don't. I think we did, right? I don't know if we would go and we would smoke some weed back there, like by the, because there would be the Starbucks and you would go further down and there would be
Oh no,
like
no. I there was it was what it's not a it's a golf course, but it's one of those shooting ranges, right? For the golf.
oh, right. It was Top Golf. That's what it was, right?
It wasn't Top Golf. It was just like the same one we used to go to in Fort Lee that I went with you. It was just like the golfing
Oh,
range. It was
okay,
just a
got
golf
it.
range.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it just had
Okay.
like one section, I think. I don't even think they had like
Yeah.
I
Did
guess
you
you can say Top Golf. Yes, the same exact
did
thing.
you did you ever play? Did you ever play golf after we went to a driving range?
I think I've never been like actual like golf, right? But like I've just done like Top Golf and stuff. But honestly, I think I'll be good at it if I practice like enough. I'll be
Dude,
honest
I'm
with you.
telling you, it's the hardest game with the ball, I'll say that much. And
I believe you. I think
and
it's
I think
like I
and I
just
think
like
I
to
think
like
you would be good at it. I think
yeah.
you would really be good at it. You have like I remember even when we were at the driving range, for someone who had not played golf before, like you knew how to hit you knew how to make contact with the ball, which I
Yeah.
think is already really important to begin with. But if you're like slightly off, like if this is a circle and you hit it right in the mid, if you hit it here, it might go straight. But if you hit it like slightly to the right or to the left,
Hmm.
like it may go here or over there.
Yeah, and
But
the
yeah,
form is like so important because I think I just need to work on my form a little bit. But as far as like the contact goes and the right club to use, yeah, like
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah,
We
I
should
just
hook it
need
up.
to work on my form.
We should hook it up. We should go. We
I
should
mean,
go.
bro, the
The
weather's getting
weather's
nicer,
getting
man.
nicer. We
I
should go.
hope, but like I also want to do a range, this summer. So if you ever go, just give me a text because I really want to do that. I want to actually go to the range and do the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. Let's do it. We'll make it
Sounds like a
happen.
plan, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, time fucking flies. What do you think about this? Let me ask you this. Do you believe in seasonal depression?
Yeah,
So
pretty sure.
what I'm saying is it's when the hour goes back and it gets dark at 4 o'clock. Is and then does that ever affect your mood? Because I certainly believe in it. Like,
Hell
you
yeah.
know, yeah. Like being in
Bro,
the.
I can't stand if I'm at work and it's like 5 o'clock and it's already pitch dark outside, bro. You don't understand how nice the last 2 days have been. When I got out of work and it's still light outside. It's fucking amazing, bro. I love that.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
It's
And they
bizarre that
should
we
always
still have
like
this
keep it
shit.
like this. I rather not have enough sunlight in the morning rather than having it later in the night, right?
Yeah.
Then yeah, but like I feel like people like Trump said he wanted to change it, but a lot of people it's like 50-50. I don't know, but I rather
Who's
get up
50-50 on this? Everybody I speak to is like, yo, this is ridiculous. Like it used
and
to be for the farmers, but there's
yeah,
barely 1% of Americans are farmers. Like, let's stop doing this whole, going forward and going back
yeah.
in the hours. Like certain states don't even follow this rule anymore. Like Arizona. Like they're like, we're not doing this shit. There's just no
Other
need for us to
countries
do it.
too, bro. Anytime I'm ever like traveling, like they don't, you know, they don't go by this. They just have one set that they want to do,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I think in America, I think as Americans, we feel very privileged. Or like, we're like, ah, fuck it, we'll just fuck with the time zone and the hours. Even we even call like aluminum. Like I think the U.S. is the only state that calls aluminum aluminum. Like every other country calls it aluminium,
Yeah,
but we call it aluminum.
aluminum.
Yeah. What are you up to this weekend? You got any plans?
No. I mean, I just came back. I want to take it easy. I haven't really had time to rest since I've been back because I've been working a lot. My hours have
Yeah.
been a little crazy. So like this weekend, I'm just staying in, man. Honestly, I can use it. I have no intentions of going out. Maybe I'll just go to the gym for a little bit just to get some cardio done. But that's it. Like I've lost weight coming back, and I want to keep it off. So you're
Yeah.
not gonna see myself like not like working out. So I need to at least go get some type of cardio done.
Do you feel weird when you don't work out for a long period of time? Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
No, no, you cut off.
Uh, do you feel weird when you don't work out for a prolonged period of time?
Yeah, bro,
Like
because all I
mentally?
do is eat. I get fat. It's uncomfortable. Man.
Okay.
Happy I am to like start wearing my old clothes again.
Yeah. I feel the same way, like where if I feel like I haven't worked out in a prolonged period of time, like my body starts to tell me and my mood starts to fluctuate too, where
Yeah,
I feel like I feel anxious. Like working out has just become I always tell people this, like it's a lifestyle. Like for you to because I want to age gracefully as I get older. And one of the things I've incorporated is obviously besides eating right and supplements is like you got to get to the gym and you got to work out because it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's not um you know it's not a keto thing. It's not it's not all these things. It's a lifestyle and you got and you want to keep that lifestyle because I want to be healthier as I get older. Like I look at my dad, I look at some of my people in my family, and bro, they're not even in their like late 60s, and they're like bedridden for a long time, and they can't
Yeah.
walk up and down stairs. And it's like, holy shit. And then I look at some of the people, some of the other people in my family, like my grandma, and she's out there golfing, and it's because it's their lifestyle, you know, and yeah, so diet is, and I think a diet is obviously a big part of that.
And bro, our food, come on, it's like the worst thing ever, right? I mean, there's oil in
It's the most
everything.
delicious thing ever, but it's not good for your body to consume that every
It's so
day.
much oil and it's so much carbs on top of that too, right? There's potatoes and everything, there's rice and everything, and
Yep.
we don't
A
even
lot of
do we
curry.
even have like a salad that we call like a good? Do we like our salad is cut up tomatoes and cucumbers, like with maybe some onions, but that's it.
Yeah.
We don't even have a dressing. I think the dressing is like a squeeze of lime on top. That's it. Have you ever had a good Pakistani salad, bro?
No, it's very bland.
Yeah,
It's very
that's what I'm
bland.
saying, right?
It's a very bland thing. And yeah, you know, because I'm so detached from like the diet that I see a lot of my family eating, and when I spend time with them and I see them eating the stuff that they eat, I just, you know, I'm like, how could you? I asked them too, like, why do you eat this? Like not that why do you eat it? I understand like you eat it because you like it, it's delicious, but
Yeah.
like to be eating that at 10 a.m. is bizarre. Like I went to someone we know. I went to their place and in the morning, and we're waking up, and you know I make my little eggs and a little bit of protein, and he like warms up some food, and or I think someone served him some food. It was like curry, chickpeas, um and like those really oily flat breads that
Yeah.
like you tear apart, and like the oil is like dripping out, and he like dips it in. Um, and I mean it's delicious. Like my mouth is watering even thinking about it. But like to have that at that early in the morning, you know, you're just exhausting your body.
Yeah. And also, bro, I think, your routine's kind of been the same for like years, right? It's kind of hard to like get out of what you only know. And I don't think there's like a lot of people educating like us on what to eat and like, like what's the right thing to put in our body. You just kind of like, I don't think health has never been like a priority, which
Yeah.
is like number one thing. Like, what's the point of doing all of this if you're not
You don't
gonna,
have your health.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and even me, like I try to like tell like my family, I was like, listen, you know, like obviously the younger generation, no, it's just older generation. I feel like it's kind of hard to get in their head.
Yeah, I think after a certain age, like when you're 50 and you're 60, like you're not changing. Like you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
no matter how much I tell you, or someone tells you, I think it only like they only make that connection when a doctor tells them like you are dying and you can no longer do this. And if you want to die, then yeah, you fine. You could keep eating what you're eating.
Hmm.
Um, but I think sadly it doesn't that connection doesn't happen. I started recently doing HelloFresh, which is this meal prepping thing that gets sent to you
Yeah, I looked
every
into
day.
it.
You could schedule it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the stuff that you get, it is pretty fresh, but some of their sauces, it's like you know, you're not really sure what's in there. Uh, and also like it's just for me, I like knowing shit. Like if I could just get a sense of direction and follow that thing, yeah, it's so much easier. I don't know if you've tried any of these meal prepping places.
You know which one I want to try? Factor meals. I think that's another one. Those look really good. I want to try
Yeah.
those because I even looked into it. But HelloFresh, I never really got to do these, but like I've looked into it to see if I wanted to. But then again, I was like, bro, let me just go get like 10 pounds of chicken breast like I used to. You remember that? Marinate
Yeah,
the shit out of them
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
throw it in my freezer. Leave, take one out, come home, grill it, rice, chicken, some veggies, and yeah, we're good to go.
I don't know what you used to do with your fucking chicken, but it was the most delicious chicken I remember. Like you
I
would
mean,
air
bro,
fry
look,
it.
seasoning is not gonna kill you because you used to what? Just put like there was no seasoning.
Salt,
Your
pepper.
chicken was never seasoned. You gotta put some paprika, some garlic, some onion powder, bro. You gotta throw maybe a little bit of yogurt in there, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then you gotta squeeze in some lime juice, yeah, and then you leave it in the fridge for a while, right? Take all those chicken breasts, leave it in the freezer, bro, and you're good to go. You just gotta unfreeze it.
Wait, hold on a second. So I thought you meal prep, like you got all of it, you would meal prep all at once. Or no, you're saying you would freeze it and then you would just kind of cook it as the days went on. Is that what you
So
did?
I'll marinate all the like the chicken like together, like a big like 10 pounds of like chicken breast, right? And
Mhm.
then I'll put it in this one container. Let it marinate for like a day, and then I'll take the Ziploc bags and I'll put like two chicken breasts in one Ziploc bag because I
Mhm.
can't leave all of that in the fridge. I have to freeze most of
Right,
my
right, right,
stuff. So
right,
yeah, so I would like
right.
freeze them and then every morning before going to work, I'll just leave like a packet of chicken out. When I come home, it's already unfrozen, and then I'll either have my rice made or I'll make it. It takes like 10 minutes, right? And then yeah, there you go. My dinner, my morning, my lunch was set, and so was my dinner. So and it
I
took like 20 minutes.
is that what you ate mostly throughout your day?
Yeah, I'm not really picky on my food as long as you give me like chicken, and sometimes I'll just make sure it was like chicken and veggies, or I'll put some carbs in there. I'll have like a snack here and there. I'll like in the morning I'll have like egg whites and stuff. I don't need much. I could care less about what I eat. I mean,
Do you, do you ever think about automating your what you consume? And that sounds kind of robotic to say, but do you ever think about that?
what do you
Automating
mean?
it? Like you wake up and you have a set of, breakfast that you eat. You have a set of, a lunch that you eat or dinner that you eat. Have you ever thought about that? Like just kind of knowing like a structure that you would consume every
Well,
day if you
the
could.
the thing that I was doing was before when I really wanted to get strict, like before like the summer came and I wanted to like drop like weight, I'll kind of start off by counting my calories, and once I knew how much I was consuming with like what food I was eating, I'll just keep that same schedule, and I was okay with it. Like egg whites in the morning, chicken and veggies in the for lunch and dinner, I'll just have chicken and a little bit of carbs with it, and that's pretty much it. And I knew exactly how many calories I was taking in, and I'll stick to that. If I needed to lower it, I'll just stop eating a little bit less than that. That's it. Like I don't like to complicate things. As long as I'm putting some food in my body, I'm good with it. That's it.
Yeah. I asked that question because I wish I could automate what I eat because of just the way my schedule is set up right now in this current moment.
Hmm.
Um, I've I've tried a variety of different things. Like I've tried the protein shakes in the morning. I've tried cooking, obviously making breakfast in the morning.
Hmm.
Just it just doesn't like it doesn't work because I'm always running out the door. Like I feel like if I feel like if I'm rushing to eat it, it just I don't know. It doesn't satisfy me.
And what
Um,
if you like put like oats or like boil some eggs like
like
maybe the
like
night before,
overnight oats.
overnight oats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've tried that too. It oats get bland. Like they don't taste they don't taste the same after like a week.
You gotta wake up
So
early, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
yeah,
just wake up a
yeah.
little early, take your time, cook.
I'm not a more dude. That's another thing. I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up early because like I just feel exhausted. And for me, I don't think I even go to bed late. Like for me, I'm in bed by 10:30, 11 on a school night. And I'll get up at a pretty reasonable time. I get up at 6:45, but even
Hmm.
then, like I don't feel like I still feel like I'm rushing out the door. Um, but I've noticed like at times when I do wake up, like you said, a little earlier and
Hmm.
just kind of ease into my morning, like my day feels so much better because I'll wake up, whether it's make my breakfast or overnight oats or I'll have fruits.
Yeah.
I do like eating fruit in the morning, and I think is something about that is very refreshing. And I'll read a few pages of a book if I'm reading, or just kind of doom scroll even if it's that. But easing into the morning is so much better than just kind of rolling out of bed. Um, but I think that has a lot to do with like the work I do too. It's kind of speaks to the work. I think it's my mind and my body telling me that you don't like your work and like you got to do something else. Um, so I'm trying to, I guess, find an exit strategy with the work because I'm just not enjoying it, man. It's just I think what it is, it's like yeah, it pays the bills, it make like
Yeah.
you make a living, but it's not fun. Um, and so I've been looking into that in terms of like how do I make work a little more engaging? And I was listening to this podcast and someone was saying that, hey, one of the reasons why you don't enjoy work is because you're not interacting and making connections with your colleagues the way you should. And I thought about that for some time and I go, yeah, sh sure. There is a little bit of that, but also just like it's not fun reconciling fucking invoices. Like there's no fun in doing that. So yeah, I do like this though. I do like I like the being able to converse with someone and see their experience because I do believe that everybody has a unique perspective and a unique story. Um, So I like this, and I think this is what I'm really trying to build on. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I would love to
Hmm.
do this in person, but I think the budget it really isn't there yet for it. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, can you make money off a podcast? I have no idea. I mean,
Yeah, of course. I think you could make money off a bot. If someone could show their tits on these platforms and you could make money off of selling feed pig, you could definitely make money off of the podcast for sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. I believe that. Yeah, you could add, yeah. I like listening to this guy named Diary of a CEO. Yeah, he's a good one. Joe Rogan, of course, the
Yeah.
goat of all podcasts. Um, I like listening to this guy named Ramit Sethi, who's a lot of which is a lot about money psychology, which is a thing that I really had to learn that because I struggled with like my connection with money or a connection to money and you know for a long time like I didn't really care like the I felt like the money controlled my feelings rather than me controlling how I feel about the money. And so he teaches you about money psychology, which is very cool. And he talks about how spend lavishly on the things that you really enjoy and cut where you don't enjoy. So if you like spending money on coffee every morning, spend money on coffee every morning. Let me ask you, when you were working, what was it like during COVID? That's one of the questions I have down here. I wanted to ask you, what was the environment? And I know people are like, fuck COVID. It's in the back, we're looking at it in the back view mirror at this point,
Yeah.
but I don't think I ever asked you, what was your working environment like during COVID? I can't
So
imagine it
I
being,
don't think you remember where I was because I wasn't in a pediatrics office. I was actually working in I was working for Enterprise, their corporate office.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
So like they
okay.
let the entire company go. And well, not the entire company, like what? I gotta listen to what I'm saying. The building, most of them at least got let go because it wasn't, nobody could be there to work. So it was literally me and like 4 to 5 other people that didn't get let go. And bro, till this day, I regret it so much because like everyone who got to go home, bro, was making more money than I was. And here I was like, I still can't let that part of my life go because like I spent months working for the same exact paycheck while everyone at home was not working and still making more money than I was.
Because they were
Like
getting all the government assistance on top of what they were making before, right?
yeah, man, and it still till this day
People were
gets
really
to me.
milking. Dude, people were really milking that process. I remember.
Yeah,
I was shocked when they sent out $1,500 checks to everybody. I was still shocked about that. I didn't think it
I
was
think
going
I
to
only
happen.
grabbed like two of them. I'll be honest with you, bro.
Mm. That was a wild time, wasn't it? It's like the world stopped and you're kind of just like, oh, this is it.
I remember even like shopping for food, like like hardly anyone there, but you needed to like go to Walmart and get like whatever you need. Roads were so clear, nobody was really out.
Yeah.
You were home. Yeah, it was an insane time for us.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it was. And I remember going to the city because I had to pick up my stuff, um,
Hmm.
and like my monitors and some of my this work equipment. And I remember I drove into work and I took the Holland Tunnel, and I had never imagined getting into the city with such ease
Hmm.
and finding parking right outside my office building, which was like, what?
Yeah.
Running upstairs or actually walking upstairs casually coming down and like not seeing a ticket, and like this the city, like you said, it was a ghost town. It reminded me of this scene from this movie from Tom Cruise, I think it was Oblivion, when or was it Vanilla Sky? I forget. But anyways, like this is the scene when he's running through Manhattan, Times Square, and it's just empty. And that's what it felt like. The city was absolutely empty. I think COVID to some degree definitely fucked a lot of people up. Like
Yeah.
their psyche. But then I asked myself, maybe it did a lot of good, like in terms of besides the people dying. I do think a part of me does believe that COVID, yes, it definitely fucked some shit up. But I think it did more good in the sense of like how it shifted how fast we evolved as humans and technology. I think like we were able to you know, just turn around and find like we were able to resolve for vaccines within a matter of a year or 2 years. Everybody became a remote agent. Like if you worked a desk job, you automatically became a remote agent where you could be anywhere in the world and you could log on to work and still do your job. Um, Obviously the AI, I think it um propelled AI to get better. I
Yeah.
think I also think people found other outlets to make a living. Like I think there was a big boom in social media and people and these influencers, podcasters. Um, I think about that time and I go, yeah, I think it did do a lot of good when it comes to that. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Maybe you have a different perspective.
No, I mean, bro, I was just pissed that I had to work. Like, that's it. I was like, I still needed like a paycheck, and that's the only thing that gets me. But it would have been nice to sit my ass at home and enjoy some checks coming in.
Yeah.
I think I could have found a new hobby, maybe get in better shape since I'm already home anyway. Like, that's it. But no, my ass had to get up crack of dawn to get in my car in my suit tie, right, and go to work.
The
Why'd you even
longest
bring that up, bro? I still hate it.
I've known you for a minute, and every job I feel like you've had is always required you to get up at the crack of dawn. Like when you worked at maybe I won't say the names, but you know, you had retail, you had to get up early.
Yeah.
Um, when you were in fitness, you had to get up early.
Oh yeah, that was the earliest one, bro. I had to open that fucking thing, bro. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
I don't even
It's
know
funny.
how I did it. I'll be honest with you. I was like, "What is wrong with me?" I wasn't even like full time, bro, because like they wouldn't really give you full time. So like, but I was like, "Oh, I'm making some hours. I'm all right with it." But I'm working. I'm not even making like 30 hours in the 5 days that I'm working. It was like that's how it was set up. It was ridiculous.
Now, did this ever happen to you where you got to the facility late? Well, not late, but you actually did get there late. Like maybe let's
Yeah,
say
it
five,
happened
ten
to me
minutes,
like the
and
like it twice before I quit. I
you're like,
I
fuck this.
overslept, and I remember like this one member, like they had my phone number and like blowing up my phone, right? And it's like, "You're late, everyone's waiting." And I was like, "Oh shit." And then but like there was always two people on the shift, so it'll be the front and it'll be like the cleaning. And then I
Yeah.
remember there was this one day both of us showed up late. And like there was members outside, like, and it'll always
How
be
many
the same
members
members
do
every
you
day
remember?
in the morning.
Do you remember how many people were outside?
I I mean, I think they got there before I did, but I heard it was like over 10 people just kind of waiting for the gym to open because it was like
Dude, I can
closing.
imagine. What I call the walk of shame right there. You walking into your work and there's like 10 people lined up for you to get there so they could go inside.
Yeah. And you know, it
And
was always the same people, the morning people. They just kind of wanted to get their hands on the swimming pool, their lane. Older people, you know, because they have a set routine.
it's the
Um,
routine, dude. It goes back to the routine building for sure.
yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
And so you saw the same people pretty much.
Yeah. Sometimes, you
Did
know,
they,
you'll get like a newcomer here and there, but they weren't gonna fucking last long, bro. They were maybe a week max,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
then it'll go
yeah,
back to the same people I always saw, you know?
yeah.
It was a funny thing, but yeah, you're right. It does come down to routine. You just have to be like once you have that
Discipline.
routine, like, you know, it's super important to keep it. I believe if you miss than 2 days is how you break your routine. Don't miss
Okay.
more than 2 days. You know,
Okay.
as long as you have like a set schedule, and because after that, that's it. It's done.
Any particular reason why you say two routines?
Because 2 days after that, bro, I feel like people get very comfortable, and it's easy to get into, you know, habit of like being lazy. So
Yeah.
like 2 days max, right? And I think after that, and I'm saying this because I actually read this somewhere, and I agree with it because it makes sense.
It makes sense
Because
to
when you
me.
really,
I never heard of it, but it does make sense.
yeah, and when you really think about it, right? So yeah, 2 days max. But after the second day, it could be a third day, fourth day, fifth day, and you just fall into a cycle, and then you can't get out of it. So if you can just keep the 2 days there, and then like just keep the consistency going, I think you'll be on track. Just not more than 2 days. That's it.
It made me by the way, I asked you this question because the gym I go to right now, one of the guys at the front desk, he was super nice guy. Him and I were chatting, and he was telling me about how he has to wake up in the morning and do this. And I thought of you because I was like, oh, dude, I know someone who used to do that. And he was telling me like, yeah, he was telling me too, like he's like, this exactly what you said. Why the fuck am I doing this? Is
Yeah.
exactly what he said. He's like, sometimes I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I doing this? And you know,
I
uh,
mean, the perk was nice, you know, you get a free membership, but then I was like, for what? I was like, I don't even go and I work here, you know, like I was
yeah.
like, nah. I was so happy to leave that place. I'm happy with paying $20 a month. Like that, that's it.
I
I'm all
still
right.
can't believe you pay $20 a fucking month, dude. I know no one that pays $20 a month except you. I go to the shittiest. I shouldn't say this. This isn't a shittiest gym, but it's for what you pay. You just don't get a lot out of, or it's not. I don't think what I'm paying is worth what I'm paying, but $20 that's a steal. And I I don't know how
In
you did
this
this.
economy, fuck yeah. I
Yeah.
will, bro. I don't think I'll ever let that $20 go. It'll always be there for me.
Yeah.
So I got lucky. I got really lucky.
I tried this whole like waking up early in the morning and doing this routine, of building a routine in the morning. And dude, I just like by 12:30, 1 o'clock, like my body would just crash. So like I would get
Really?
up at 4. I would get up at 4, 4:30, and I'd get to the gym. It would be LA Fitness. And I tried it for a little bit. But I think it was after like the third, like me not going after the third or fourth day, I was like, fuck this. I'm not waking myself up at, you know,
But see, back to the
at
2 day
four.
theory.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I,
I
I'll
and
be honest with you, bro. I think the morning routine is the best routine in anyone's schedule they can have. Let's just say once you get into it, man, dude, there's just so
mm,
much things you can get out done. Like for me, it's different. I feel like if I start
mm,
my day early, I finish early, and the feeling is a lot better. It gives me a head start. I'd rather be a 5 a.m. to or 4 a.m. person rather than to leave it till like the last minute of my day and just kind of have to like try to hurry up or like go around it. I rather just go to the gym in the morning, go to work, come home, and I'm already done. Like what else is there? Or do my podcast in the afternoon, and there you go. I don't have to go to the gym after that. I'm good. So
yeah,
it's like I'll be more than happy of having like I just gotta get myself into it like slowly now, but eventually instead of like after work, I wanna do start doing this like 5 a.m. Wake up at four
earlier in the
thirty, hit
morning.
the gym at 5, and then go to work. That's it. It'll be nice.
Yeah. For me, I don't think that would work. And I'll tell you, I think for me, just because I'm just not a morning person, like, and I'm not going to force my body or my mind to do that. I mean, I do agree with you, like waking up in the morning and having a routine, or just
Yeah.
having a routine in general. It's always good to do that. My routine would start at, I would say, more like 8 o'clock. You know, I do like working out in the morning, but just not that
Yeah.
early.
Not that
Um,
early.
but of course, like, work is always a factor,
Yeah.
like, so yeah, man, look, hey, I really appreciate you coming on, man, and taking your time. I know you're exhausted just from work, speaking of routines.
Bro,
Um,
listen,
so
unless
I
I had to
appreciate it.
be at work, I was gonna do this no matter what. And listen, I just want to say thank you for having me because I always kind of wanted to do this. So and it was fun. It was fun. Look, like 2 hours just flew by. So
Yeah, for sure. I still feel like someone's gonna walk out of the four doors that you have in your back. I don't know. I've never seen four doors in
you
a
know what's
background like that.
funny? Like it's you're the one that's saying that because you sold us the fucking house. Out of all people, you should be the last one complaining what's behind me when you're the reason we have this house.
I am not complaining, but yeah, now yeah, dude, real estate was a journey for me for sure. I'm glad I tried it. This is one of the things
Yeah.
that I really I think
And
I
we got
I,
something
I
out of
pride
it.
myself.
I'm just saying we got something out of it because you were there. So I love
I,
that.
I, hold on, can I tell the story of like the day of your closing and what your brother did?
Yeah.
All right. So, in my past life, I was a real estate agent. I had my license for 2, 3 years. Um, and I was happy to represent you and your family. And thank you for entrusting me. Um,
Yeah.
and I remember closing day. You guys had just signed the paper. Your
Yeah.
brother, who had never seen the house, goes to the house, goes upstairs into the attic. He steps on in like so anybody who has an attic would know that like there's there's places you shouldn't step on because it's literally sheetrock, and your brother stepped it right into the sheetrock and he fucking through the
Fell through
ceiling.
into the living room, bro.
and
Oh man. We haven't
and
even gotten the house and we had
and
already had to do repairs on it. Yeah.
and I remember, like, I mean, we're laughing now because thankfully he didn't get hurt, right? Like he wasn't
Yeah.
he had some bruises, but
Yeah, but it could
he
have been a
wasn't
lot
hurt.
worse.
Yeah,
Could have been a
yeah.
lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. And
But hey,
he's gone through some shit, by the way. I mean, this is a guy who's gotten hit, who's been in a hit and run accident, and
yeah,
was
yeah.
in much more pain. So come on,
And just to like
falling through the
clarify,
roof
bro, like
is no
I
no sweat.
what are those things called again that you step on the attic? We'll just call them studs, whatever, right? So
Okay.
proof, I like because I saw it myself. It's just that that beam that he stepped on, it wasn't the sheetrock. It was actually like the beam. It's just that that one was actually really weak because
Mm.
when we got the house, we had to actually get that repaired, and like we had to get like a whole nother one. So thankfully, it wasn't the sheetrock, but he still fell through it. But he stepped on the right thing. It just that that part of the attic was already weak enough. And
Dude,
like, just imagine me signing papers away, right? Getting a house, and here this guy is breaking it into a million pieces. Right? I was like, bro, we haven't even moved in. Like, and then remember, the lady was like, "Oh, like, are you excited about after I signed the papers?" She was like, "Are you excited about moving in?" I was like, "I haven't even seen it yet." I remember I didn't even see the house that I just bought.
so here's why I have a hard time believing your brother when he said he stepped on the beams rather than the sheetrock, because I was up there and I remember stepping on the beams, let's just call them, or the studs. And I remember there was a guy who was much heavier than me, who was like
Mm-hmm.
200, like 20 pounds, strong as shit, inspector. He goes up there and he's checking it out. He's checking out the attic to make sure there's no mold, because the air quality obviously in attics are isn't very good,
Yeah,
because there's a lack of airflow. And just how the attic was covered, there was we thought there was some vermiculite in there. uh so he was inspecting it, and this dude was heavy, and I remember he was like all the way in the back, all the way in the front, checking out, taking pictures. So I think your brother did really step on sheetrock, but
how did that beam break though? That's my question.
I don't know, bro. When you step through a sheetrock, and I remember he was like hanging, like wasn't he like hanging at one
I
point
I I know he didn't fall like in the
through,
living
right?
room now. No, he didn't fall through, but like because he was able to get. Thank God, one of his boys were up there with him, bro. But like he was able to get back up because if that dude, bro, if he fell from the attic, he was going through the living room down to the basement. Like there was no stopping where you were. He would have made it on down all the way to the basement, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, thank God, bro. I mean, it all worked out. It's a beautiful house. We love it. Thanks to you, it. And we were what your house-wise, were we your only first and final sale, or you have sold a few houses after us?
No, I was involved in other transactions before you guys. Wait, no, was it before you guys? No, you guys were the first for sure.
Yeah,
So thank
definitely
you for
were
that.
the first.
Yeah, you guys are the first, but I did I did have other transactions after you guys.
Hmm.
But for me, I told you this. I got turned off by the rose. I shouldn't say turned off. You know what it was? I just wasn't passionate about it. And when you're an agent and you're in sales, it's a there's a salesy aspect to it. And I'm just not a salesy person. I didn't really have the charisma that a lot of these agents do. So I think there was a lack of passion behind it, and it was more so
Right.
about them chasing the money and making money. Um, which is another thing I've realized is that I remember I look back at some of the things I did in my younger career, and I mean I'm still young. Um, having three, four jobs, like these side hustles, and I realize a lot of times these side hustles kind of take you away from like what your actual passion and your goal is.
Hmm.
But the big boss just walked in too,
Yeah,
so we're gonna wrap it up. But hey, man, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on.
you got it, man. Tell the big boss I said hi. All right. I'll catch you
Later.
later, brother.